Here we go. We're live and in color. All right, let's get this situated. Get the camera looking nice. And move that way, just see it a bit. Move that up here, just see it a bit. Something like that. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Hopefully the audio's coming through here. Check. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a story up on Instagram, letting folks know that we are live. If I already have people joining me right now, please in the chat, let me know if you can hear. I'm going to turn the live chat on. Please let me know if you can hear me scratching on the mic right now, so that we're making sure that we're on the correct mic. Just give me a message if you hear that scratching. For anyone who might be out there right now. All right, I'm going to say put that up on the story. Great. Thank you very much. I'm glad you can hear it. All right. We got Instagram message going through. I'm going to put a little post on Facebook real quick because there's still some dinosaurs out there that use Facebook. Oh, come on. I'm going to have to restart that one. That's okay. No problem. Everybody loves Facebook. Flip on over here. Hope everyone's having a swell St. Patrick's Day. And gonna give it a little thing like that. All right, I'm gonna post the link on Facebook. That'll take just 1 second. And ignore the installation update. There we go. We're live in living color, folks. Thank you for your patience. Just taking a minute to get situated here, and we're all set. Hello, everyone. MD Stevens, oh my goodness. I love you too, my friend. I haven't seen you in a dang old minute. I would love to go and visit Dave and his family again sometime. It's been quite a while. Hope everyone's doing just swell out there in TV land. I'm going to switch things up and play electric guitar this year. Just because I feel like it. And because no one can stop me. All right. Now, I made a promise that the first hour or so of my stream tonight would be dedicated to family-friendly songs. So we're going to save the more raunchy material for later. And I'm going to get a good level check going between the guitar and voice. Hopefully you can hear that okay. The amp is just right over there. You can let me know if I need to turn the guitar up or sing slightly quieter if I need to. Actually, I should readjust that mic so that you can see the Venmo and PayPal info, although it is in the description if you need. Oh, one more thing I should do. I am going to pin a link to the lyric book. So if you want to sing along tonight, you'll be able to do that. Give me just 1 sec to pull it up. If you would like to sing along with the songs we're going through tonight, let me find where that is. Hecka Irish Songs 2026. That's the one. And I'm going to share, and I'm going to make sure anyone with the link can view it. I'm not going to let you edit it. Sorry. All right, here it comes, folks. I'm going to put it in the chat and pin it right to the top. There's the link. And pin that bad boy. All right. We're going to start things off with an all-time children's classic called I'll Tell Me Ma. And I'm going to find a good key for it first. I'm thinking probably somewhere right around here is a good one. Let's see. Probably go up even a little bit higher. There it is. Sing along if you know the words. I tell me ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair, they stole my comb, well, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is a belle of Belfast City. She is a courting 1, 2, 3. Please would you tell me who is she? Albert Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are quarreling for a knock on the door. They ring that bell, singing, oh my true love, are you ill? Out she comes as white as snow, rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Old Jenny Murray says she will die if she doesn't get the fella with her roving eyes. Said, I tell me ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pulled my hair, stole my comb, well that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is a belle of Belfast City. She is caught in 1, 2, 3. Please would you tell me who is she? Let the wind and the rain and the hail blow high and the snow come tumbling from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie and she'll get her own land by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her mother when she comes home. Let them all come as they will, but it's Albert Mooney she loves still. Say, tell me ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pulled my hair, stole my comb, and that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is a belle of Belfast City. She is caught in 1, 2, 3. Please would you tell me who is she? Said, tell me ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pulled my hair, stole my comb, and that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is a belle of Belfast City. She is caught in 1, 2, 3. Please would you tell me who is she? Starting off with the classics here, folks. I'm going to readjust my guitar situation here for just a moment. How does the level sound between the voice and the guitar? Can I turn it up or down to get a better balance? You all out there in TV land can let me know. I think it sounds really good to me here in the room, but I'm not sure quite what it sounds like out there to you. All right. That was I'll Tell Me Ma, an all-time classic. I'm going to sing you one now that I've been teaching to my school kids. And I'm going to dedicate this one to my brother and my sister-in-law. They live in Australia. This one's called South Australia. Let me find a good key. Squirrel says it sounds very nice. Well, thank you, Squirrel. I appreciate it. Oh boy, let's go up one more. Why not? I don't really think I've ever learned the chords for this one, but you know, the nice thing about these songs is they're all pretty much just the same 3 or 4 chords. So, you know, you have a pretty good chance of getting it right if you just more or less guess. Oh, it's Jen. Hello, Jen. Good to see you. We will be getting to Rattling Bog later. Don't you worry. I promise. All right, I'm going to close all these windows because they're very distracting right now. All right. In South Australia I was born, heave away, all away. South Australia, round Cape Horn, we're bound for South Australia. All away, a rolling king heave-away, haul-away, all away, oh, hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. As I walked out one morning fair, heave-away, haul-away, 'twas there I met Miss Nancy Blair, we're bound for South Australia. All away, rolling king, heave-away, haul-away, all away, oh, hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. We're leaving on a sailing ship, heave away, haul away, it's going to be a long, long trip, we're bound for South Australia. All away, you're rolling king, heave away, all away, oh, hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. There ain't but one thing grieves me mind, heave away, haul away, to leave Miss Nancy Blair behind, we're bound for South Australia. Haul away, you're rolling king, heave away, haul away, all away, you hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. And as we were up around Cape Horn, heave away, haul away, you wish to God you'd never been born, we're bound for South Australia. All away, a rolling king, heave away, all away, oh, hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. All away, a rolling king, heave away, all away, oh, hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. Again, if you're just joining us, pinned to the top of the chat is a link to the lyric sheets for a good number of the songs we'll be singing tonight. And maybe I should include some instructions on some of these too. Or maybe not. We can just plow right through them. All right, that was South Australia. Here's another one I've never sung before, at least on any of these streams. I hope I don't screw it up, but I've got the words right in front of me. That's too high. Really? Okay. Why not? Let's see. That's too low. Excuse me for just a moment, folks, while I find my key. Okay, so you need to know the chorus for this one. So there's actually a refrain and a chorus, right? So I sing la 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 la. You sing hi ho said Rolly. Then I sing la 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 la. La 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 la, and you sing the chorus, which is roly poly, cabbage and spinach and hi for Anthony Rolly. Again, roly poly, cabbage and spinach and hi for Anthony Rolly. You all ready? I'm not sure if I'm ready. Let's find out. There was a frog lived in the well. Hi ho said Rolly. Was a frog lived in the well, and a merry mouse in the dell. Me roly poly, cabbage and spinach and hi for Anthony Rolly. Said the frog, I must go court. Hi ho said Rolly. Said the frog, I must go court with me bayonet and me sword. Me roly poly, cabbage and spinach and hi for Anthony Rolly. Where will the wedding be? Hi ho said Rolly. Where will the wedding be? Down at the foot of an ivy tree. Me roly poly, cabbage and spinach and hi for Anthony Rolly. I think that's it. Roly poly, cabbage and spinach and hi for Anthony Rolly. I like that better. I like finding out the chords on the fly. It's not that bad. Where was I? Now we're all in very good cheer. Hi ho said Rolly. Now we're all in very good cheer. If we had some music here, me roly poly, cabbage and spinach and hi for Anthony Rolly. In came the bumblebee, hi-ho, said Rolly. In came the bumblebee, clapped the bagpipes on his knee. Me roly-poly, cabbage and spinach, and hi for Anthony Rolly. Now we're all in very good cheer. Hi-ho, said Rolly. Now we're all in very good cheer. If we had some dancing here, me roly-poly, cabbage and spinach, and hi for Anthony Rolly. In came the butterfly, hi-ho, said Rolly. In came the butterfly, swore she'd dance until she die. Me roly-poly, cabbage and spinach, and hi for Anthony Rolly. Now the frog jumped up with a terrible fright. Hi-ho, said Rolly. The frog jumped up with a terrible fright, doffed his hat and said good night. Me roly-poly, cabbage and spinach, and hi for Anthony Rolly. Now as the frog was crossing the stream, hi-ho, said Rolly. As the frog was crossing the stream, a big dog came and gobbled him up. And roly-poly, cabbage and spinach, and hi for Anthony Rolly. That one has a happy ending. Frog in the Well, also known as Anthony Rolly or Anthony Rowley. And when they sing that song in Australia, they sing gammon and spinach instead of cabbage and spinach. I learned that recently. If you don't know what gammon is, I don't know, look it up. I think that's the bad guy from Legend of Zelda, isn't it? Gammon? No, not really. Alrighty. So I'm going to cheat a little bit with this next one because it's not strictly an Irish song. In fact, it's written by an American, but the version that I know I'm most closely familiar with was sung by Tommy Makem and Liam Clancy. But I grew up singing this song in Quaker church, and I'm going to teach it to you right now because everyone should know this song. First, I got to find the chord, got to find the key, like always. I don't like that one. Yeah, we'll do it up in F. Yeah. So here's how the chorus goes, and you're going to sing along with me. Find it in the link right up above there. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. And if you want to do the hand signal, you go, all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. That's your job to do that part, okay? Start off with the chorus one more time. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with the big to-do. The old cow just goes moo. Dogs and the cats, they take up the middle where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles and the donkey brays and the pony neighs. The old gray badger sighs. Oh, all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. Listen to the top with the little bird singing on the melodies and the high notes ringing and the hoot owl cries over everything. The blackbird disagrees, singing in the nighttime, singing in the day. The little duck cracks and he's on his way, and the otter hasn't got much to say, and the porcupine talks to himself. Oh, all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. It's a simple song, a little song everywhere, by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the dopey alligator and the hawk above, sly old weasel and the turtle dove. Oh, all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got. Now all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Yeah, that's a fun one. Keeping it family friendly. All right, here's another one that my school kids like a lot. The nice thing about folk music is that you can come up with your own verses and your own versions of these songs anytime you want, and no one can stop you. So this is a song called The Liar, and I actually wrote a couple of my own custom verses on this one. And you can join in on the chorus. It's a grand old chorus that has a lot of these follow-all the linky-ido type nonsense words. It goes like this: a right foot tooralady toorally. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. Try it. Taking a right foot tooralady toorally. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. I was born about 10,000 years ago in Balmullet in the county of Mayo. It was me that chased the vermin while St. Patrick preached a sermon, and I'll kill the man who says it isn't so. Right foot tooralady toorally. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. I saw Eve go pick an apple off a tree. She came over and she offered one to me. Well, I turned and said, dear madam, you can try your luck with Adam, and went home to have some fish and chips and tea. Singing right foot tooralady toorally. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. I saw Delilah cutting Samson's hair. She snipped away until his head was bare. When he couldn't run away, well, she married him next day, and they opened up a barber shop in Clare. Singing right foot tooralady toorally. There's no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. When Cromwell came to Ireland years ago, he didn't shed a drop of Irish blood, you know. And all the Irish started grieving when they heard that he was leaving. And if you know a bigger lie, I'll tell you so. Thinking right foot tooralady toorally. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. Want to hear some lyrics that I wrote? I'm sure you do. Here's one of my original verses. On February 31st, it's true, I met a unicorn in Kathmandu. Well, he begged from me a quarter for to buy a pint of porter, so I took him home and turned him into glue. Singing right foot tooralady toorally. You no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. Well, a Quaker once attacked me in Japan. He drew his gun and stabbed me in the hand. Well, I thanked him quite profusely, and we shared a bowl of muesli with the ghosts of Fu Manchu and Ayn Rand. There, I put to-a-laddy, to-a-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you're tired, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. One more time, there, I put to-a-laddy, to-a-lee. There's no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you're tired, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. Thank you. That's the liar. Oh boy. Okay. Now I'm going to sing for you another song that my school kids always ask me to sing for them. I tell them anytime I don't feel like coming to work, I just call on the phone and sing this song. And you can do this too if you ever want to get out of work. Dear sir, I write this note to you to tell you of me plight. And at the time of writing, I am not a pretty sight. Me body is all black and blue, me face a deathly grey. And I write this note to say why I am not at work today. While working on the 14th floor, some bricks I had to clear. Now to throw them down from such a height was not a good idea. The foreman wasn't very pleased, he'd been an awkward sod. He said I'd have to cart them down the ladders in me hod. A hod is a basket, if you don't know. Now, clearing all these bricks by hand, it was so very slow. So I hoisted up a barrel and secured the rope below. But in me haste to do the job, I was too blind to see that a barrel full of building bricks was heavier than me. So when I did untie the rope, the barrel fell like lead. And clinging tightly to the rope, I started up instead. Still clinging tightly to the rope, I shot up like a rocket, till to my dismay I found that halfway up I met the bloody barrel coming down. Now the barrel broke me shoulder, as to the ground it sped, and when I reached the top I banged the pulley with me head. I clung on tight, though numb with shock from this almighty blow, as the barrel spilled out half the bricks 14 floors below. Now, when these bricks had fallen from the barrel to the floor, I then outweighed the barrel and so started down once more. Still clinging tightly to the rope, I sped toward the ground, and I broke me back upon the bricks that were all scattered round. Now, as I lay there moaning on the ground, I thought I'd passed the worst, when the barrel hit the pulley wheel and then the bottom burst. A shower of bricks rained down on me, I hadn't got a hope. As I lay there screaming on the ground, I let go the bloody rope. The barrel being heavier, it started down once more and landed right across me as I lay upon the floor. It broke 3 ribs in my left arm, so I can only say, I hope you'll understand why I am not at work today. There you have it. Okay, folks. Now then, next up on my little set list here is an all-time classic. A song that I believe I first introduced to the squirrel kids who are listening from home, from what I understand, when they were very small. And it's kind of become a family tradition since then. And it's one that we can all sing along together. It's called The Rattling Bog. I'm sure you know this one. And I'm going to sing my version. We'll start off nice and slow so that we have something to build up to, okay? Everybody take a deep breath. Do your stretches if you need to. Wet the old whistle. And here we go. the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. And in this bog there was a tree, a rare tree, a rattling tree, tree and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh. We're off to a great start. On this tree there was a limb, a rare limb, a rattling limb, limb on a tree and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh. And on this limb there was a branch, a rare branch, a rattling branch, branch on a limb on a tree and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh. And on this branch there was a twig, a rare twig, a rattling twig, a twig and a branch and a limb on a tree and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh. And on this twig there was a nest, a rare nest, a rattling nest, nest on a twig and a branch and a limb on a tree and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh. And on this nest there was an egg, a rare egg, a rattling egg in a nest, and a twig, and a branch, and a limb on a tree, and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley. And in the egg there was a bird, a rare bird, a rattling bird, and an egg, and a nest, and a twig, and a branch, and a limb on a tree, and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh. And on this bird there was a wing, a rare wing, a rattling wing, and a bird, an egg, and a nest, and a twig, and a branch, and a limb on a tree, and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog in the valley. On the swing there was a feather, a rare feather, a rattling feather, feather, a wing, and a bird, an egg, and a nest, and a twig, and a branch, and a limb, a tree, and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, the rattling bog down in the valley. On this feather there was a flea, a rare flea, a rattling flea on a feather, a wing, and a bird, an egg, and a nest, and a twig, and a branch, and a limb, and a tree, and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, rattling bog down in the valley. And on this tree there was a mite, a rare mite, a rattling mite, and a flea, a feather, a wing, and a bird, an egg, and a nest, and a twig, and a branch, and a limb, and a tree, and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, rattling bog down in the valley, oh. And on this mite there was a hippo, a rare hippo, a rattling hippo. Hippo, the mite, and a flea, and a feather, a wing, and a bird, an egg, and a nest, and a twig, and a branch, a limb, and a tree, and a bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, rattling bog down in the valley, oh, hey ho, rattling bog down in the valley, oh. Whew. It's a marathon, not a sprint, folks. Glad to get that one out of the way up front. I may have skipped a couple ones. Well, squirrel, that's up to you to come up with. That one goes out to the squirrel family. Okay. Yeah. This one is also challenging, this next one in its own way, because I always like to set some kind of extra little challenge for myself every time I do this every year. Try to learn something new, either a few new songs. I mean, we will hear some new songs tonight. You all already heard some new songs tonight. A new skill of some kind, a new style. I endeavored this year to learn a song in Irish, and I didn't do a great job. I didn't quite make it through as far as I wanted to, and I really wanted to do it the real way. I wanted to learn the proper pronunciation and not rely on some English phonetic key or anything like that. So I'm going to sing as much of this next song as I am comfortable with, and you'll get a window into my own decolonization project that's going on inside me right now. This song is called Portlaria. You can join in on the refrain, because the refrain is just some nonsense words. It sounds like this. Faldo falli faldalayum. And then it goes through a couple mutations, but all it is. Faldo faldi faldalayum. Oh, la fisala portlaria, faldo falli faldalayum. Bifina pinchkarana, fillo falli faldalayum. Bilana di ddeffnath y ffalo ffali ffalaliwm, agus migas salgo slant y ffalo ffali ffalaliwm. Agus ledydd benroth lwm, ffalo ffali ffalaliwm, agus trwy'r thribl ar ran, ffalo ffali ffalaliwm. Iraneth minter sast y ffalo ffali ffalaliwm. Fallo falli fallarum. Ni rabralathles shasta fallo falli fallalayum. I'm just going to sing the first verse again because I don't feel comfortable with the third one. Ola fisa la portlaria fallo falli fallalayum. Refinas pinchar claren fallo falli fallalayum. Vilachtinesh manen, Vilachtige me vithnanen, fallo falli fallalayum, agus migas salgo slante, fallo falli fallalayum. My deepest apologies to my Irish ancestors for that one. I'm working on it. Come back next year and I'll have it down perfect. Okay. That's that. What do we got next? We did that already. Okay. Oh, wow. It's already getting into... Well, let me take a look ahead here. I said we would dedicate the first hour or so to family-friendly stuff, so I'm just looking ahead here to see if I need to move anything around. Ooh, there might be one or two in there I need to swap just to keep to my word, but that's okay. This one's not too terrible. Let me find the key. Hey, look at that. It's so... I'm going to take it up just a little bit, though. Okay. If you are a young person listening at home, don't do anything that this song says. This is setting a bad example. This song is should only be used as an example of what not to do, okay? "'Tis of a brave young highwayman, this story we will tell. His name was Willie Brennan, and at Ireland he did dwell. Was on the Kierwood mountain he commenced his wild career, and many a wealthy nobleman before him shook with fear. And it's Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave and undaunted, 'twas young Brennan on the moor. One day upon the highway as young Willie went down, he met the mayor of Cashel, a mile outside of town. The mayor knew his features, and he said, 'Young man,' says he, 'your name is Willie Brennan, you must come along with me.' And it's Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave and undaunted, 'twas young Brennan on the moor. Now Brennan's wife had gone to town provisions for to buy, and when she saw her Willie, she commenced to weep and cry. Said, 'Hand to me that tenpenny.' As soon as Willie spoke, She handed him a blunderbuss from underneath her cloak, and it's Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold a raven, undaunted 'twas young Brennan on the moor. Now with this loaded blunderbuss, the truth I will unfold. He made the mayor to tremble, and he robbed him of his gold. 100 pounds was offered for his apprehension there. See, he with horse and saddle to the mountains did repair. Did young Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold a raven, undaunted 'twas young Brennan on the moor. Now Brennan being an outlaw upon the mountains high, with cavalry and infantry to take him they did try. He laughed at them with scorn until last was said, by a false-hearted woman he was cruelly betrayed. Was young Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold brave and undaunted 'twas young Brennan on the moor. They hanged Brennan on the crossroads and chains the young and died. But still they say that in the night some seem to see him ride. They see him with his blunderbuss all in the midnight chill, and out along the highway rides young Winnie Brennan still. In this Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold brave and undaunted 'twas young Brennan on the moor. Hey! You have to say hey at the end. That's very important. Alrighty. Let's see here. Oh boy. All right. The song is called The Mermaid. It was Friday morn when we set sail, and we were not far from the land, when the captain he spied a mermaid so fair, with a comb and a glass in her hand. And the ocean waves do roll, the stormy winds do blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. And up spoke the captain of a gallant ship, a fine strapping man was he. Said, this fishy mermaid has warned me of our doom. We shall sink to the bottom of the sea, and the ocean waves do roll, the stormy winds do blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. Up spoke the first mate of a gallant ship, and a brave young man was he. He says, I've a wife in Boston by the sea, and this night she a widow will be. And the ocean waves do roll, the stormy winds do blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. Up spoke the cook of a gallant ship, and a crazy old butcher was he. He snare must for my pots and my pans, and I do for the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves do roll, the stormy winds do blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. 3 times round spun our gallant ship, and 3 times round spun she. 3 times round spun our gallant ship, and she sank to the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves do roll, the stormy winds do blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. And the ocean waves do roll, the stormy winds do blow, lovers lie down below, below, below. While the Latin lovers lie down below. An all-time classic. I'm derelict in my duties, though, folks, because I forgot to text my mom and let her know that I'm streaming live now. She can catch up. It's okay. Give me just 1 second here. I am singing Irish songs on YouTube right now. Green heart emoji. Clipboard. Link. Send. Okay. Done. Alrighty. Gonna take it down a couple notches. Should I do it in the key that is suggested from last time? Sure, why not? Let's see. Where would that be? That would be right about here, I think. I think that sounds about right. A lot of these songs have antiquated words and slang words and things in them that it behooves us to talk about before we go into the song. The word in this song is cocky. Cocky just means farmer. That's all it means. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. Of droughts and fires and floods I've lived through plenty. This country's dust and mud, I've seen me tears and blood. But it's nearly over now, now I'm easy. I married a fine young girl, both bright and flirty. She died at giving birth when she was 30. No flying doctor then, just a gentle old black gin. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. She left me with 2 sons and a daughter, and a bone-dry farm whose soil cries out for water. My care was rough and ready, they grew up fine and steady. But it's nearly over now, now I'm easy. Me daughter married young and went her own way. Me sons lie buried on the Burma Railway. On this land I've made me home, I've carried on alone. It's nearly over now, now I'm easy. City folks these days despise the cocky. Say with subsidies and all we've had it lucky. But there's no drought or starving stock on the Seward suburban block. But it's nearly over now, now I'm easy. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. droughts and fires and floods, I've lived through plenty. This country's dust and mud, I've seen me tears and blood. But it's nearly over now. Now I'm easy. It's nearly over now. Now I'm easy. Thank you. Got a little bit of green poking out through there. That's my Hunk, Texas shirt. Yes, it is. I'll be at Hunk, Texas in just a couple weeks. All right. Here's an all-time classic for you. Another old-time classic. And you can join in on the chorus, of course. And you can, very importantly, join in on the clapping. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all, folks. If you're able to, you can leave a tip through Venmo right here. That's at 8footmanchild. Or on PayPal, it's dylanpfoley@gmail.com. All the tips tonight are going to the Gaza Mutual Aid Coalition. So help support a good cause if you like what you're hearing. Play something Irish next. All right, if you insist. We're going to sing Wild Rover. If you don't know the lyrics and you're just joining us, pinned to the top of the chat in YouTube is the Google Doc that has all the lyrics in it. So go over there. So this is the one where you clap. 'Cause it's no, nay, never. Clap, 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 clap. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I've been a wild rover for many's the year, and I spent all me money on whiskey and beer. And now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. It's 4 claps, not 3. Just say that. I went into an ale house I used to frequent, and I told the landlady me money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I can hard ever pay, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I'm digging the chat. And I took from my pocket 10 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She says, I have whiskey and wines of the best, and the questions you told me were only and just, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they forgive me as oft times before, I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never no more will I play the wild rover. No, never no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never no more will I play the wild rover. No, never no more. Ah, I love a good crowd participation number, don't you? I'm sipping on blackberry mango polar right now. Once I run out of that, I'm going to bust into the brown sugar clementine. From what I understand, this one is deeply, deeply despised as far as polar seltzers go. I don't know. I don't think it's that terrible. It's one of their winter specials. Everybody loves a good wild rover sing-along. We got through that. We got through this. We're moving right along, folks. I need to put my guitar down for this one and possibly adjust the camera slightly. I don't know. We'll see. Just slightly. Oh, my name is Dick Darby, I'm a cobbler. I've served my time at old camp. Some call me a bold agitator, but now I'm resolved to repent. With me in-twing of an inkling of an idol, with me in-twing of an inkling of an idea, me rubo randy, and me labstone keeps baiting away. Now me father was hung for sheep stealing, me mother was burned for a witch, me sister the dandy housekeeper, and I'm a mechanical switch. With me in-twing of an inkling of an idol, with me in-twing of an inkling of an idea, me rubo randy, me lapstone keeps baiting away. Now these 40 long years I have travelled, all by the contents of me pack, me hammers, me awls, and me pincers, I carries them all on me back. With me in-twing of an inkling of an idol, me in-twing of an inkling of an idea, with me rubo randy, me lapstone keeps baiting away. Now me wife, she is humpy, she's lumpy. Me wife is the devil, she's cracked. And no matter what I do with her tongue it goes clickety-clack. With me in-twing of an inkling of an idol, me in-twing of an inkling of an idea, me rubo randy, me labstone keeps baiting away. It was early one fine summer's morning, a little before it was day, I dipped her 3 times in the river and carelessly bade her good day. With me in-twing of an inkling of an idol, with me in-twing of an inkling of an idea, with me rubo randy, me lapstone keeps baiting away. It was later that same summer's morning, she came in all covered in soot. She borrowed the use of Miss Scissors, and that's why I've only 1 foot. Me in twing of an inkling of an idol, with me in twing of an inkling of an idea. Me roo-bo-bo, randy. Me lapstone keeps baiting away. I'll just move that camera back up here now. How's everybody doing tonight? The first of many songs you'll be hearing tonight that have stories of spousal turmoil. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Alrighty then. Where was I? Okay. Can I remember how this one goes? That's a real question. Give me just one moment, folks, as I step into the office for just a second. Okay, I think I've got this one. This is one that I learned last year, and I still don't quite have it memorized. It's called Outlaw Rapparee. Me spurs are rusted, me coat is rent, me plume is damp with rain, and the thistle down on the barley beard are thick on my horse's mane. But me rifle's as bright as my sweetheart's eyes, me arm is strong and free. What care have I for your king and laws? I'm an outlaw Rapparee. Lift your glasses, friends, with mine, and give your hand to me. I'm England's foe, I'm Ireland's friend, I'm an outlaw Rapparee. Hunted from out our father's home, pursued with steel and shot, and swift the warfare we must wage, or the gibbet be our lot. Hurrah, the war is welcome work, the hunted outlaw notes. He steps in country's lovery love, o'er the corpses of his foes. Lift your glasses, friends, with mine, and give your hand to me. I'm England's foe, I'm Ireland's friend, I'm an outlaw Rapparee. A mountain cavern is my home, high up on the crystal air, and my bed is a limestone iron, with the brown heath smelling fair. Let George or William only send his troops to burn or shoot. We'll meet them all on equal ground, and we'll fight them foot to foot. Lift your glasses, friends, with mine, and give your hand to me. I'm England's foe, I'm Ireland's friend, I'm an outlaw Rapparee. Excuse me. How's that one? Gotta stay lubricated here, folks. All right, where were we? All right, has it been an hour? It has been an hour already then. We're going to go ahead and do this one. I said the first hour would be dedicated to more or less family-friendly fare, and thereafter, listener discretion is advised. So We're now entering the listener discretion advised portion of the program this evening. If you're just joining me, all tips that are donated tonight are going to be going to the Gaza Mutual Aid Coalition. So you can hit the Venmo right here. It's at 8footmanchild. You can hit the PayPal, dylanpfoley@gmail.com. I don't know how well you can read that. It's in the description of the video, which I don't know if you can actually see it. Hopefully you can. But that is how you can donate if you so choose. We're glad to have you in any case. What did I say I was going to sing? Oh, that's right. This one's not for kids. But be prepared to explain some things if you keep them around. But if they can get through this, they can definitely get through the rest of the evening. Go a little bit lower. As I went home on a Monday night, drunk as drunk could be, I saw a coat behind the door where my old coat should be. Called me wife and said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that coat behind the door where my old coat should be? Eddie, you drunk, you silly old fool. Still you cannot see, that's a lovely blanket that my mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but buttons on a blanket sure I never saw before. And as I went home on a Tuesday night, drunk as drunk could be, I saw a horse outside the door where my old horse should be. Called me wife and said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that horse outside the door where my old horse should be? And you drunk, you silly old fool. Still you cannot see, that's a lovely sow that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but a saddle on a sow sure I never saw before. And as I went home on a Wednesday night, drunk as drunk could be, I saw a pipe upon the chair where my old pipe should be. Called me wife and said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that pipe upon the chair where my old pipe should be? Eddie, you drunk, you silly old fool. Still you cannot see, that's a lovely tin whistle that me mother sent to me. Well, that's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but tobacco in a tin whistle sure I never saw before. And as I went home on a Thursday night, drunk as drunk could be, I saw two shoes beneath the bed where my old shoes should be. Called me wife and said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns them shoes beneath the bed where my old shoes should be? Eddie, you drunk, you silly old fool. Still you cannot see, them's two lovely geranium pots me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but laces on geranium pots I never saw before. As I went home on a Friday night, drunk as drunk could be, I saw a head inside the bed where my old head should be. I called me wife and said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that head inside the bed where my old head should be? Eddie, you drunk, you silly old fool. Still you cannot see, that's a baby boy that me mother sent to me. Oh, well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but a baby boy with his whiskers on I never saw before. And as I went home on a Saturday night, drunk as drunk could be, I saw a hand on my wife's breast where my own hand should be. Called me wife and said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that hand upon your breast where my old hand should be? Eddie, you drunk, you silly old fool. Still you cannot see, that's a lovely bodice that me mother sent to me. Oh, well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, aye, but fingers on a bodice sure I never saw before. And as I went home on a Sunday night, drunk as drunk could be, I saw a ting in my wife's ting where my old ting should be. Called me wife and said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that ting inside your ting where my old ting should be? Eddie, you drunk, you silly old fool. Still you cannot see, that's a lovely rolling pin me mother sent to me. Oh, well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but a rolling pin made out of skin I never saw before. Oh, God bless us and save us. Aren't we easily amused? Okay. This is a very old song. Next up. In the olden days, they didn't have Yelp reviews or Google reviews or anything like that. So if you ever had a bad experience at an inn or a pub or anything like that, the only thing you could do is write a song about it. So this is the 18 or what is it, mid 18th century? No, mid 19th century is what I'm talking about. It's an old school version of a Yelp review is basically what I'm getting at. Let me see if I can remember how this goes. I think I remember how it goes. And the first of me downfall I put out the door, and I straightway me way on for Kerrigan sore. Going out to Rathronin, 'twas late in the night, going out the west gate for to view the gaslight. Readily fall, the diddle eye, readily fall, the diddle arrow. There I met with the youth, and I unto him said, would you kindly direct me to where I'll get a bed? It was then he directed me down to Cook's Lane, where a man called Dick Darby kept an old sleeping cage. Readily fall, a diddle eye, readily fall, a diddle arrow. Can do that better. There it is. Then I put up and down till I found out the door. Oh, must I now make me a bed on the floor? And the missus came out in these words to me, said, if you give me 3 coppers, I'll give you a bed. Readily fall, a diddle eye, readily fall, a diddle arrow. Then she took me upstairs and she put out the lights. And in less than 5 minutes I had a show fight. And less than 5 more show the story was worse. For the flays came about me and brought me a curse. Readily fall, a diddle eye, readily fall, a diddle arrow. 'Twas all round me body they formed an arch. 'Twas all round me body they played the death march. And the bloody old major gave me such a nip that he nearly collected the use of me hip. Readily fall, diddle eye, readily fall, diddle arrow. Now I'm going to my study these words to pen down, and if any poor traveler should e'er come to town, if any poor traveler be knighted like me, beware of Dick Darby and his black cavalry. Readily fall, diddle eye, readily fall, diddle arrow. That's that one. Hope everyone's doing just swell out there. Okay. Okay, you need to know the background for this next song. Lord Nelson was, of course, British naval commander, one of the big figures of colonialism, English colonialism. And Dan O'Connell is a former mayor of Dublin, statesman, philosopher, abolitionist. And at one time, each of them had a statue on O'Connell Street. And only one of those statues is still around today. And this is the story of 2 statues. Lord Nelson stood in pompous state upon his pillar high, and down along O'Connell Street he cast a wicked eye. He thought how this barbaric race had fought the British crown, yet they were condemned content to let him stay right here in Dublin town. So remember, brave Lord Nelson, boys, he never knew defeat. So for his reward, they stuck him up in the middle of O'Connell Street. For many years, Lord Nelson stood, and no one seemed to care. He would squint at Dan O'Connell, who was standing right down there. He thought, the Irish must love me, or they wouldn't let me stay. That is, except those blighters that they call the IRA. So welcome, Lord Nelson, boys. He never knew defeat, and for his reward they stuck him up in the middle of O'Connell Street. And then in 1966, on March the 7th day, a bloody great explosion made Lord Nelson rock and sway. He crashed and Dan O'Connell cried in woeful misery. There are twice as many pigeons now will come to shit on me. Well, remember, brave Lord Nelson, boys, he never knew defeat. So for his reward, they blew him up in the middle of O'Connell Street. That's how we make him classic. Oh boy. Now, next up. Oh boy. Yeah, this one's a doozy. How am I going to actually be able to get through this? I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. So I'm going to try to play Arthur McBride. But I'm not going to try to play the original guitar parts. I thought maybe I would challenge myself and try to do it, but that's just not going to happen. I'm just going to kind of make this up as I go along. I think that's a good key. All right. Oh, me and me cousin one Arthur McBride, as we went a walking down by the seaside. Mark what follows and what did betide, for it being on Christmas morning. Now for recreation, being out on a champ where we met Sergeant Napper and Corporal Vamp and a little wee drummer tending to camp, for the day being pleasant and charming. Good morning, the sergeant did cry, and the same to you gentlemen we did reply, intending no harm meant to pass by, for it being on Christmas morning. Says he, my fen fellows, if you will enlist, it's 5 guineas in gold I will slip in your fist, and a crown in the bargain for to kick up the dist and drink the king's health in the morning. The soldier, he leads a very fine life, and he always is blessed with a charming young wife, and he pays all his debts without sorrow or strife, and always lives pleasant and charming. And And a soldier, he always is decent and clean, in the finest of clothes, and is constantly seen, while other poor fellows go dirty and mean, and sup on thin gruel in the morning. Says Arthur, you needn't be proud of your clothes, for you've only the lend of them, as I suppose, and you dare not change them one night, for you know if you do, you'll be flogged in the morning. And although that we are single and free, we take great delight in our own company. We have no desire strange places to see, although that your offers are charming. And we have no intention to take your advance. All hazards and barters we barter on chance, for you would have no scruples for to send us to France, where we would get shot without warning. Oh no, says the sergeant, I'll have such chat, and I know they will take it from Spalpeen or Brat, for if you insult me with one word of that, I'll chop off your heads in the morning. Then Arthur and I, we drew our own odds, and we scarce gave them time for to draw their own swords. And trusty Shillelagh came o'er their hearts, and bid them take that as fair warning. And their own rusty rapiers that hung by their side, we flung them as far as we could in the tide. Now take them out, divils, cried Arthur McBride, and temper their rage in the morning. And a little wee drummer, we flattened his pow, and we made a football of his rowdy dow. Threw it in the tide for to rock and to row, and bade it at sea just returning. And we having no money paid them off in cracks, and we paid no respect to their two bloody backs, for we lathered them there like a pair of wet sacks, and left them for dead in the morning. And so to conclude and to finish disputes, we obligingly asked if they wanted recruits, for we were the lads that had give them hard cloots, and bid them look sharp in the morning. Oh, me and me cousin one Arthur McBride, as we went a walking down by the seaside, mark what follows and what did betide, for it being on Christmas morning. Thank you. Is everyone having a pleasant evening out there? I sure hope so. I'm not just singing into the void here, am I? Haven't seen the chat go live in a while. What does it the kids say? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're still with me. Oh boy. There we go. I thought so. Where was I now? We got that one. Yeah. All right, another very old song. And come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Oh boy, what's going on here? I know what's going on here. I forgot to tune myself back up. Yeah, there we go. Silly me. And come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush, my buchel, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon. For the pikes must be together come the rising of the moon. Come the rising of the moon, come the rising of the moon. The pikes must be together come the rising of the moon. And come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. At the old spot by the river, quite well known to you and me. One more word for signal token, whistle out the marching tune. With a pike upon your shoulder at the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. Pike upon your shoulder at the rising of the moon. Out from many a mud-walled cabin, eyes were watching through the night. Many a heart was beaten for their own warning light. Murmurs rang along the valleys to the banshee's lonely croon, and 1,000 pikes were flashing come the rising of the moon. Come the rising of the moon, come the rising of the moon. 1,000 pikes were flashing come the rising of the moon. All along that singing river, that black mass of men was seen. High above the shining weapons flew their own beloved green. Death to every foe and traitor, whistle out the marching tune. And her army boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. 'Tis the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon. Her army boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. 'Tis the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon. Her army boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. Oof. Oh, glad to provide a work soundtrack for you, Dave. Something like this, maybe, for this next one. That's not too bad. I think that sounds pretty good to me. You may talk about your Lancers, your Irish Fusiliers, the Aberdeen Militia, or the Queen's Own Volunteers, or any other regiment that's lying for a war. Come, give to me the tartan of the gallant 42. Hey, strolling through the green fields on a summer day, watching all the country boys working at the hay. I really was delighted, he stole me heart to war when I saw him in the tartan of the gallant 42. I never will forget the day his regiment marched past. The pipes they played a lively tune, but my heart was aghast. He turned around and smiled farewell, and then from far away he waved to me the tartan of the gallant 42. I strolling through the green fields on a summer day, watching all the country boys working at the hay. I really was delighted, he stole me heart heart to war when I saw him in the tartan of the gallant voltage war. I stood there on the dockside as the ship pulled out to sea, and prayed that my own bonny lad would soon return to me. But many the pipe will sound no more, and many the lad will fall, when fighting in the tartan of the gallant 42. Hey, strolling through the green fields on a summer day, watching all the country boys working at the hay. I really was delighted, he stole my heart to war when I saw him in the tartan of the gallant 42. Once again I heard the music of the pipers from afar. They tramped and tramped away by Maine, returning from the war. And as they nearer drew, I brushed a woeful tear of war to see my bonny laddie in the gallant 42. Strolling through the green fields on a summer day, watching all the country boys working at the hay. I really was delighted, he stole me heart to war when I saw him in the tartan of the gallant 42. I really was delighted, he stole me heart to war when I saw him in the tartan of the gallant 42. Ah. Old time stuff, old time stuff. All right. Do-do-do. Okay. If there are any children listening along at home with their parents, you can send them out of the room right now, or be prepared to have an awkward conversation with them. As I went down a shady lane, at a door I chanced to knock. Have you any pots or kettles there with rusty holes to block? Well, indeed I have. Don't you know I have? To me right, Balura Letty. Well, indeed I have. The missus came out to the door, she asked me to come in. Said, you're welcome, jolly tinker, and I hope you brought your tin. Well, indeed I did, don't you know I did. To me right, Balura Letty. Well, indeed I did. She led me through the kitchen, she led me through the hall. The servants cried, the devil, has he come to block us all? Well, indeed I have, don't you know I have. To me right, Falura Luddy, well, indeed I have. She took me up the stairs, me lads, to show me what to do. Then she tripped and fell in the feathery bed, and I tripped and fell in too. Well, indeed I did, don't you know I did. To me right, Falura Luddy, well, indeed I did. She then picked up her frying pan, and she began to knock, for to let the servants know, me lads, that I was at me work. And well, indeed I was, don't you know I was. To me right, Falura Luddy, well, indeed I was. She put her hand into her pocket, she pulled out £20. Take this, me jolly tinker, and we'll have another round. Well, indeed we will, don't you know we will. To me right, Falura Luddy, well, indeed we will. I've been a jolly tinker now for 40 years or more. But such a rusty hole as that I never blocked before. Well, indeed I didn't, don't you know I didn't. To me right, Falura Luddy, well, indeed I didn't. I don't know. I grew up listening to that song, and I think I turned out okay. Oh boy. All right, this is a really popular song that, for as famous as it is nowadays, is not the one that I grew up with, so I don't have it memorized. But it's another good crowd participation number. I think I've got it right. Yes, that's the next one I'm going to do. as I was going over the Farnford Carry Mountains, I met with Captain Farrell. Nah, I gotta figure out the chords first. That's what I need to do. Nope, that's not right. There we go. Here we go. I always forget how those chords go. Usher ring da do ramada. Whack for my daddy. It's another clapping song. Usher ring da do ramada. Bum 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 bum. Whack for my daddy yo. Whack for my daddy yo. There's whiskey in the jar. That's your part. Here's how it goes again. Usher ring da do ramada. Bum 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 bum. Whack for my daddy yo. Bum bum. Whack for my daddy yo. There's whiskey in the jar. As I was going over the Farnford Carry Mountains, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. I first produced my pistol and then produced my rapier, saying, stand and deliver, for he were a bold deceiver. Mushering da do ramada. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I counted out his money, I made a pretty penny. I put it in me pocket and I took it home to Jenny. She sighed and she swore that she never would deceive me, but the devil take that one, for they never are too easy. Ring da do ramada. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Went into my chamber for all to take a slumber. Dreamt of gold and jewels, for it was no wonder. But Jenny drew me charges and she filled them up with water. She set the Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter. Mushering da do ramada. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. 'Twas early in the morning, just before I rose to travel. Up came a band of footmen and likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced my pistol, for he stole away me rapier. I couldn't shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken. Mushering da do ramada. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. There's some that take delight in the carriages a-rolling, others take delight in the hurling and the bowling. But I take delight in the juice of the barley and courting pretty fair maids in the morning, bright and early. Mushering da do ramada. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. If anyone can need me, 'tis me brother in the army. If I find a station in Cork or in Killarney, and if he'll go with me or roving in Kilkenny, I'm sure that he'll treat me then my own sporting Jenny. Mushering da do ramada. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Mushering da do ramada. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Made famous by one Metallica, as it were. Oh, I can just stay right there, I guess. I'm going to go a little bit higher, I think. Yeah, this one's called Old Triangle. A hungry feeling came o'er me stealing, the mice were squealing in my prison cell, and the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. All along the banks of the Royal Canal. To begin the morning, the screw was bowling. Get up, you bowsy, and clean up yourself in the old triangle. When jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal, all along the banks of the Royal Canal. The legs were sleeping, Humpty was creeping, and I lay there weeping for my girl's soul in the old triangle. When jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal, all along the banks of the Royal Canal. The wind was rising, the day declining, as I lay pining in my prison cell and the old triangle. When jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal, all along the banks of the Royal Canal. In the female prison there are 75 women, and among them now I wish I did well in the old triangle. When jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal, all along the banks of the Royal Canal, and the old triangle. When jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal, all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Don't go to jail, folks. Not do that one. Next page. Okay. Let's see. Too low. Oh, maybe not. Let's go in between. I think that's the key. Oh, Father dear, I often hear you speak of Erin's Isle. Her lofty scenes, her valleys green, her mountains rude and wild. They say it is a pretty place wherein a prince might dwell. Then why did you abandon it? The reason to me tell. My son, I loved our native land with energy and pride, till a blight came over all my land and my sheep and cattle died. The rent and taxes were to pay, I could not them redeem, and that's the cruel reason why I left Skibbereen. How well I do remember it, the bleak December day, when the landlord and the sheriff came to drive us all away. They set our roof on fire with their demon yellow spleen, and that's another reason why I left Skibbereen. Your mother dear, God rest her soul, lay on the snowy ground. She fainted o'er in anguish, seen the desolation round. She never rose but passed away from life to a mortal dream, and found a quiet grave, me boy, in the earth of Skibbereen. Well, you were only 2 years old, and feeble was your frame. I could not leave you with my friends, for you bore your father's name. I wrapped you in my coat of more in the dark of the night unseen. I heaved a sigh and said goodbye to me dear old Skibbereen. And too I still remember in the year of 48, when I arose with Erin's boys to battle against the fate. I was haunted through the mountains as a traitor to the Queen, and that's the reason why I'll ne'er again see Skibbereen. Oh, father dear, the day will come when vengeance loud will call, when Erin's sons and daughters will rally one and all. I'll be the man to lead them, and beneath the flag of green, both loud and high will raise the cry, revenge for Skibbereen. Apropos of nothing at all the donations tonight are going to the Gaza Mutual Aid Coalition. Thank you. We got a studio audience going there.
Yeah!
Venmo at 8footmanchild. PayPal, Dylan P. Foley at gmail.com. I don't know how well you can read that. Check in the description if you can see it there. And if you're just joining us and you want to read along, some of these are sing-alongs, some of them are not. That last one was not so much of a sing-along. But pinned to the top of the live chat on YouTube, you will find a document that has lyrics that you can read along to, if you so choose. All right. What's next? Yeah. Let's do another Fuck the English song. What do you say?
Woo! Yeah!
Some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead and buried in Killarney. More say he rose again, more say he rose again, more say he rose again and joined the British Army. Feed the pigs and milk the cow and milk the cow and milk the cow. Feed the pigs and milk the cow and early in the morning. Cock your leg up, Paddy dear, I'm over here. Cock your leg up, Paddy dear, it's time to stop your yawning. Some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead and buried in Killarney. More say he rose again, more say he rose again, more say he rose again and joined the British Army. Katie, she is tall and thin, she's tall and thin, she's tall and thin. Katie, she is tall and thin, she likes her drops of brandy. Drinks it in the bed each night, drinks it in the bed each night, drinks it in the bed each night, and makes her nice and randy. Some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead and buried in Killarney. More say he rose again, more say he rose again, more say he rose again and joined the British Army. My old man is 6 foot tall, he's 6 foot tall, he's 6 foot tall. My old man is 6 foot tall, he likes his sugar candy. Goes to bed at 6 o'clock, goes to bed and pets his cock. Goes to bed at 6 o'clock, he's lazy, fat and randy. Some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead and buried in Killarney. More say he rose again, more say he rose again, more say he rose again and joined the British Army. Me wife, she has a hairy ting, a hairy ting, a hairy ting. Me wife, she has a hairy ting, she showed it to me on Sunday. Bought it in the furrier shop, bought it in the furrier shop, bought it in the furrier shop. It's going back on Monday. Some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil devil is dead and buried in Killarney. Mars say he rose again, Mars say he rose again, Mars say he rose again to join the British Army. Says some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead and buried in Killarney. Mars say he rose again, Mars say he rose again, Mars say he rose again to join the British Army. Says some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead and buried in Killarney. Mars say he rose again, Mars say he rose again, Mars say he rose again to join the British Army.
Yeah!
Oh boy.
Fuck the British!
Uh-huh. That's what we say around here. Wish I could sing along with Come Out Ye Black and Tans. That will be sung at some point this evening. I can say that. Okay. Take it down a notch or two here. Got to be careful with this one because I can't start too high. Dreamed a dream. I can go higher than that. Dreamed a dream by the old canal. I think that's a good one. Okay, that's a good key. I met my lone by the gas yard wall. Dreamed a dream by the old canal. Kissed my girl by the factory wall. Dirty old town, dirty old town. Clouds are drifting across the moon. Cats are prowling on their beat. Springs a girl on the streets at night. Dirty old town, dirty old town. I heard a siren from the downs. Saw a train set the night on fire. Smelled the spring on the smoky wind. Dirty old town, dirty old town. I'm going to make a big sharp axe, shining steel tempered in the fire. I'll chop you down like an old dead tree. Dirty old town, dirty old town. Met my lone by the gas yard wall. Dreamed a dream by the old canal. Kissed my girl by the factory wall. Dirty old town, dirty old town. Dirty old town, dirty old town.
Woo!
about a good old-fashioned drinking song, folks?
A what song?
Good old-fashioned drinking song.
Ah.
That's way too low. I don't know what I was thinking putting it up there. One pleasant evening in the month of June, as I was sitting with my glass and spoon, a small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. Tooraloo, 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 tooraloo. A small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. What more diversion can a man desire than to sit him down by an alehouse fire, upon his knee a pretty wench, aye, and on the table a jug of punch. Tooraloo, 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 tooraloo. Upon his knee a pretty wench, aye, and on the table a jug of punch. Let the doctors call with all their art, they'll make no impression upon my heart. Even the cripple forgets his hunch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. Tooraloo, 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 tooraloo. Even the cripple forgets his hunch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. And if I get drunk, well, the money's me own, and if them don't like me, they can lay me alone. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, aye, and I'll be welcome wherever I go. And tooraloo, 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 tooraloo. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, aye, and I'll be welcome wherever I go. And when I'm dead, aye, and in my grave, no costly tombstone will I have. Just lay me down in my native peat, with a jug of punch at my head and feet. Tooraloo, 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 tooraloo. Just lay me down in my native peat, with a jug of punch at my head and feet. Yes, knowledgeable 8-foot-manchild fans out there may have had a twinge of familiarity with that last one. Yes, the one and only verse in the song The Good Death from our 4th EP is based off of that last verse. Yes, that's right. Deep 8-foot-manchild lore. Yeah, that verse is... Well, this verse is, when I'm dead and in my grave, no costly tombstone will I have. Just lay me down in my native peat, dirt, with a jug of punch at my head and feet. And our version is, and when I leave this mortal coil, have a drink on me and hold a festive dance, and lay me down in my native soil in a Slayer shirt and some PJ pants. So that's where that comes from. Alrighty.
I will do that for you someday.
Well, I intend to outlive you, so.
Well, you're going to be wrong.
Yeah, probably. Thank you to the studio audience out here.
All
right, where was I? Okay, I've never sung.
Audience that's going to bury you.
I have never played this song before. I have actually never even sung this song beginning to end. I've listened to it many times. This next one, I'll see how well I can do. First, I got to find my key, like I always do. That's way too low. That's too, maybe a little too high. on Google and look up what a Fenian is. Fenian. Fenian. That's the key word in this next song. It's called Highland Paddy. One evening fair, as the sun was shining, to Kilkenny I did ride, and did meet with Captain Brady, tall commander by his side. And you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you'll surely stand, here the people shout for freedom. We'll rise in the morn with the Fenian band. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. In the morning we rose early, just before the break of dawn, blackbirds singing in the bushes, greetings to the smiling morn. And you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you'll surely stand, here the people shout for freedom. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. Gather round me, men of Ireland. Gather Fenians, gather round, hand in hand, and sword and musket. Spill this blood upon the holy ground. Gather me, Highland Paddy. By my side you'll surely stand, here the people shout for freedom. We'll rise in the morn with the Fenian band. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. There's a glen beside the river, just outside Kilkenny town. There I met this noble captain, men lay dead upon the ground. And you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you'll surely stand, here the people shout for freedom. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. All my life I will remember. I remember night and day, I once rode with to Kilkenny, and heard the noble captain say that you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you'll surely stand, here the people shout for freedom. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. You are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you'll surely stand, here the people shout for freedom. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. Rise in the morn with the Fenian band. That one could still use some work. Thank you. Okay. Who was it earlier that requested Come Out Ye Black and Tans? I can't remember. Well, hopefully you're still listening, because we're going to do Come Out Ye Black and Tans next. If you want to sing along, which you absolutely should, you can pull up the Word document that's pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. Alrighty. When the Queen died a few years ago, I put out a call to my friends in England and told them I would give them 500 quid if they put their speakers out on the windowsill and blasted this song. during the minute of silence that was supposed to be given for the Queen. No one took me up on it, unfortunately. I was born in a Dublin street where the royal drums did beat, and them loving English feet did trample over us. And every single night when my father come home tight, he'd invite the neighbours outside for a chorus of "Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show the way for you won medals down in Flanders. Show 'em how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Killashandra. Let us hear you tell how you slander great Parnell when you fought and well and cruelly persecuted. Where were the smears and jeers that you proudly let us hear when our heroes of 16 were executed? Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show the way for you won medals down in Flanders. Show 'em how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Killashandra. Tell us how you slew them poor Arabs to buy two. The Zulus, they had spears and bows and arrows. How you bravely faced each one with your 16-pounder gun, and you're fighting them poor natives to the marrow. Oh, come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show the way for you won medals down in Flanders. Show 'em how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Killashandra. The day is coming fast, the time is here at last. Each yeoman will be cast aside before us, and if never be the need, simply send and say Godspeed, and a verse or two of Stephen Behan's chorus. Of come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show the way for you won medals down in Flanders. Show 'em how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Killashandra. Say, come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show the way for you won medals down in Flanders. Show 'em how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Killashandra. Lovely lanes of Killashandra. Oh boy. Irish Rover. That's a good one. And it just so happens to be next. I think. Let me look at my thing here, because not necessarily all of these are in order. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do one more and then Irish Rover. I'm going to go higher. Here's another Irish Rebel song. This one's significantly older than that one. Those of you of a certain age might remember a very, very popular book that came out in the 90s called Angela's Ashes. And the alcoholic father character in that story throughout the entire book is always singing the same song over and over and over again. And the lyrics are reprinted many times throughout the story. The song is called Roddy McCorley. And if you've ever read that book and wondered what that song sounds like, this is what it sounds like. Oh, see the fleet-foot host of men who march with faces drawn, from farmstead and from Fisher's Cut along the banks of Bann. They come with vengeance in their eyes. Too late are they. For young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Tone today. Up the narrow street he stepped, smiling, proud and young. About the hemp rope on his neck, the golden ringlets clung. There is ne'er a tear in his blue eyes, for right and brave are they, as young Roddy Macaulay goes to die on the bridge of Tuam today. As this narrow treaty trod, his shining pike in hand, behind him marched in grim array a stalwart, earnest band. To Antrim town, he led them to the fray. But young Roddy Macaulay goes to die on the bridge of Tuam today. There's ne'er one of all your dead bravely died in fray than he who marches to his fate on the bridge of Tuam today. True to the last, he tread the upward way. Now young Roddy Macaulay goes to die on the bridge of Tuam today. That's Roddy Macaulay. Okay, now we're going to do Irish Rover. One moment. Yeah, let's adjust that just a little bit. In the year of the Lord. I don't know why I have these notes in here. I'm putting these things way too low. In the year of our Lord, 1806. That's a much better key. In the year of our Lord, 1806, we set sail from the cold quay of Cork. We were sailing away with the cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. 'Twas a wonderful craft, she was rigged fore and aft, and oh how the wild winds drove her. She had 23 masts, she stood several blasts, and they called her the Irish Rover. We had 1 million bags of the best Sligo rags, we had 2 million barrels of stone. We had 3 million sides of a blind horse's hides, we had 4 million barrels of bone. We had 5 million hogs and 6 million dogs, 7 million barrels of porter. We had 8 million bales of old nanny goats' tails in the hold of the Irish Rover. There was Barney McGee from the Bikes of the Lee, there was Hogan from County Tyrone. There was Johnny McGurk, who was scared stiff of work, and a chap from Westmeath named Malone. Slugger O'Toole, who was drunk as a rule, and fighting Bill Tracy from Dover, and Germanic McCann from the Bikes of the Band was the skipper of the Irish Rover. We had sailed 7 years when the measles broke out, and the ship lost her way in a fog. And the whole of the crew was reduced down to 2. 'Twas myself and the captain's old dog. The ship struck a rock, oh Lord, what a shock, and nearly tumbled over, turned 9 times around, and the poor old dog was drowned. I'm the last of the Irish Rover. Thank you. Much appreciated. Okay, we're slightly more than halfway through the set list now, folks. This is one I definitely can't start too low. brown sugar clementine before I sing this one. I know this is one of the.
disgusting.
Yeah, I know this is one of the
flavor.
least popular flavors.
Fuck that flavor. Oh.
Okay. It's not terrible to me. I don't know.
Oh god, it's so bad.
Whatever. It's just hydration. I want everyone to sing this one at my funeral. Look at the coffin with golden handles. Isn't it grand, boys, to be bloody well dead? Let's not have a sniffle. Let's have a bloody good cry. And always remember, the longer you live, the sooner you bloody well die. Look at the preacher, bloody great hypocrite. Isn't it grand, boys, to be bloody well dead? Let's not have a sniffle. Let's have a bloody good cry. And always remember, the longer you live, the sooner you bloody well die. Look at the widow, bloody great female. Isn't it grand, boys, to be bloody well dead? Let's not have a sniffle. Let's have a bloody good cry. And always remember, the longer you live, the sooner you bloody well die. Look at the mourners, bloody sanctimonious. Isn't it grand, boys, to be bloody well dead? Let's not have a sniffle. Let's have a bloody good cry. Always remember, the longer you live, the sooner you bloody well die. Look at the flowers, oh bloody withered. Isn't it grand, boys, to be bloody well dead? Let's not have a sniffle. Let's have a bloody good cry. And always remember, the longer you live, the sooner you bloody well die. Look at the graveside, covered in piss a beds. Isn't it grand, to be bloody well dead? Let's not have a sniffle. Let's have a bloody good cry. Always remember, the longer you live, the sooner you bloody well die. Always remember, the longer you live, the sooner you bloody well die. A piss-a-bed is a dandelion, if you didn't know. Yeah. All right. Here's another mouthful. Go a little higher. Maybe even higher. This is definitely another one that requires lubrication before we hit it. I don't know why I put two bangers right in a row. I mean, this one isn't bad as far as range. It's just lots and lots of words. Well, in the merry month of June, from me home I started, left the girls a tomb, nearly broken hearted, saluted father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smother, then off to reap the corn, leave where I was born, cut the stout black thorn to banish ghosts, and goblins a brand new pair of brogues, rattling all the bogs and frightening all the dogs, on the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the hair and torn her down the rocky road, and all the ways to Dublin. Whack for lonely round. In Mullingar that night, rested limbs so weary, started by daylight, me spirits bright, and early took a drop of the pure, keep me heart from sinking, that's the Paddy's cure, whenever he's on for drinking. I see the lassie smile, laughing all the while, at me curious style, would get your heart a bubbling, ask me was I hired, wages I required, till I was almost tired of the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the hair and torn down the rocky road, and all the ways to Dublin. Whack for lonely round. In Dublin next arrived, I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived of view of that fine city, so then I took a stroll, all among the quality bundle it was stole, all in the neat locality, something crossed me mind, when I looked behind, no bundle could I find upon me stick, a wobbin' and a pryin' for the rogue, said me Connaught brogue, wasn't much in vogue, on the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the hair and torn down the rocky road, and all the ways to Dublin, whack for lolly round. From there I got away, me spirits never failing, landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. The captain at me roared, said that room had he. When I jumped aboard a cabin found for Paddy, down among the pigs, played some funny rigs, danced some hearty jigs, the water round me bubbling. When off all he had, wished myself was dead, a bed of fire instead, on the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the hair and torn down the rocky road, all the ways to Dublin, whack for lolly round. The boys of Liverpool, when we safety landed, called myself a fool, I could no longer stand it, blood began to boil, temper I was losing, poor old Aaron's I began abusing her army soul, says I, shillelagh, I let fly some Galway boys were nigh, and saw I was a hobbling with a loud hooray, join me in the affray, we quickly cleared the way, for the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hair and torn it down the rocky road, and all the ways to Dublin, whack for lolly ra, she flew. Thank you. Much appreciated. Moving right along. Bubba-doon, footloose and fancy free. Ready for the big time, is it ready for me? Yeah. Let's play some all-time classics together. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doody yaddy yum diddly doo ri diddly yay. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doody yaddy yum diddly doo ri diddly yay. Let grasses grow and waters flow in a free and easy way. What give me enough for the fine old stuff that's made near Galway Bay? Let policemen all from Donegal, Sligo leads them too. We'll give them a slip and we take a sip of the real old Mountain Dew. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doo yaddy yum diddly doo ri diddly yay. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doo yaddy yum diddly doo ri diddly yay. At the foot of the hill is a neat little still, the smoke curls up to the sky. By the smog and the smell you can plainly tell there's poaching brewing nearby. It fills the air with an order rare betwixt both me and you. When home you stroll, you could take a bowl or a bucket full of Mountain Dew. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doo yaddy yum diddly doo hi diddly yay. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doo yaddy yum diddly doo hi diddly yay. No learned men who use a pen have wrote your praises high. The sweet potato from Island Green distilled from wheat and rye. Throw away your pills and a cure all is with a pagan Christian or Jew. Tear off your coat and grease your throat with railroad Mountain Dew. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doo yaddy yum diddly doo hi diddly yay. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doo yaddy yum diddly doo hi diddly yay. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doo yaddy yum diddly doo hi diddly yay. Hi diddly yaddy yum diddly doo yaddy yum diddly doo hi diddly yay. Yeah, I like that one. Who doesn't? I'll stay in that same voicing. Why not? Here's another song about dying.
What?
You'll notice that pretty much all the Irish songs about dying are just kind of nonchalant about it. They're just like, throw me in a hole and everybody have a drink and just call it a day. This is a song kind of in that same vein. This melody of this song that I'm about to sing shows up over and over and over again. There's dozens of folk songs that use this melody. I just wanted to point that out. Irish songs, Scottish songs, American folk songs. I don't know what song it came from originally, but this one's called Rosin the Bow. I've traveled all over this world, out to another I go. I know the good quarters are waiting to welcome you, Rosin the Bow. To welcome you, Rosin the Bow. To welcome you, Rosin the Bow. I know that good quarters are waiting to welcome you, Rosin the Bow. When I'm dead and laid out on the counter, a voice you will hear from below, saying, send down a hogshead of whiskey to drink with you, Rosin the Bow. To drink with you, Rosin the Bow. To drink with you, Rosin the Bow. Saying, send down a hogshead of whiskey to drink with you, Rosin the Bow. Now take a half dozen stout fellas and stack 'em all up in a row. Let 'em drink out of half-gallon bottles to the memory of Rosin the Bow. To the memory of Rosin the Bow. To the memory of Rosin the Bow. Drink out of half-gallon bottles to the memory of Rosin the Bow. Then take this half dozen stout fellows and let them all stagger and go to dig a great hole in the meadow high, and in it put Rosin the Bow. And in it put Rosin the Bow. And in it put Rosin the Bow. Dig a great hole in the meadow high, and in it put Rosin the Bow. I fear that old tyrant approaching, that cool, remorseless old foe. I lift up my glass in his honor to the memory of Rosin the Bow. To the memory of Rosin the Bow. To the memory of Rosin the Bow. Said I lift up my glass in his honor to the memory of Rosin the Bow. Here's one of Allison's favorites.
Oh shit.
In a mean abode up on Shankill Road lived a man named William Bloat. He had a wife, the bane of his life, who always got his goat. So one day at dawn, with her nightdress on, he slit her bloody throat. With a razor gash he settled her hash, and never was a crime so slick. And the steady drip on the pillow slip of her life's blood made him sick. And the knee-deep gore on the bedroom floor grew clotted and cold and thick. But he was glad that he done what he had, as she lay there stiff and still, when suddenly an awe of the angry law gripped his soul in an awful chill. So to finish the fun so well begun, he decided himself to kill. He took the sheet from his wife's cold feet and twisted it into a rope. And he hanged himself from the pantry shelf. 'Twas a painful end, let's hope. In the jaws of death, with his final breath, he solemnly cursed the Pope. But the strangest turn of the whole concern is only just beginning. He went to hell, but his wife got well. She's still alive and sinning, for the razor blade was British made, but the rope was Irish linen. It all comes around to a happy ending eventually, folks. Okay. I don't know who's texting me over here, but I promise you I'm not looking at them, except right now when I'm definitely looking at them. If you're just joining us.
Katie's watching.
Oh, okay. Great. Wonderful. I am taking tips tonight, all of which will be donated to the Gaza Mutual Aid Coalition. That's Venmo is 8footmanchild, PayPal, DylanPfoley@gmail.com. If you can spare a couple bucks. No one's turned away for lack of funds, though, around here. All right. Here's another crowd participation one. The lyric document that's pinned to the top of the chat up here. And let's sing this song together. This is called Whiskey is the Life of Man. Whiskey, Johnny, oh. And you need to learn. It says my connection is unstable. Put a 1 in the chat if you can still hear me. If I'm still coming through clear. Checkity check 1 2 1 2. Checkity check 1 2 1 2. We still out there? I don't know how big the lag is. Okay, there we go. Katie says 1. All right. I got a pop-up that said the connection was unstable. I guess it's okay. Anyway, you're going to sing this one with me. The chorus is, whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise it up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go. John, rise it up from down below. Everybody ready? Here we go. This is one that you can make up your own lyrics on the fly anytime you want to. It's really simple. Whiskey is the life of man. Whiskey from an old tin can. Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise it up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go. John, rise it up from down below. I like whiskey hot and strong. I'll drink whiskey all day long. Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise it up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go. John, rise it up from down below. I thought I heard the first mate say, I treats me crew in a decent way. Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise it up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, John. Rise her up from down below. Whiskey killed me sister Sue. Whiskey killed me brother too. Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, John. Rise her up from down below. If whiskey comes too near me nose, it's up she comes and down she goes. Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise it up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, John. Rise her up from down below. A glass of whiskey all around, as gales do blow and cannons sound. Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise it up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, John. Rise it up from down below. So you can probably understand how easy it would be to come up with your own lyrics on the fly, right? Polar seltzer in a can, greatest thing since the world began. Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh, rise it up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, John. Rise it up from down below. Off she flew. You have to say off she flew at the end of that one. Listening from Toronto. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. All right, where were we in this one here? All right, this is a Scottish song I'm going to sing for you now. It's called Macpherson's Lament. Give me one moment. There we go. Farewell, ye dungeons dark and strong. Farewell, farewell to thee. Macpherson's life will no be long on yonder gallows tree. Say Rantonley and say wantonly, say Dantonley gave he. He played a tune and he danced around below the gallows tree. Take off these bands from off my hands, give to me my sword, for there's nor a man in all Scotland, I'll break him at his word. Say Rantonley and say Dantonley, say Rantonley gave he. He played a tune and they danced around below the gallows tree. There's some come here for to see me hung, some to buy my fiddle. But before that I do part with her, I'll break her through the middle. He took his fiddle in both of his hands, and he broke it o'er a stone, saying there's no other hand shall play on thee when I am dead and gone. What a dick! Be wantonly and say wantonly, say Dantonley gave he. He played Dupree was coming from the brig of Banff for to set Macpherson free. But they pulled the clock a quarter before, and they hanged him from a tree. Say wantonly and say wantonly, say dauntingly gave he played a tune and he danced around below the gallows tree. Say wantonly and say wantonly, say dauntingly gave he played a tune and he danced around below the gallows tree. That song doesn't resolve. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Another classic drinking song. Hey, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains unto America. You're sweeter, stronger, decenter, you're spunkier, naughty. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Oh, now, we boys, we're on for marching off to Portugal and Spain. Drums are beating, banners flying, the devil at home will have to die in love. Fare thee well. Me to the Adaloo-Lamada, me to the Adaloo-Lamada. Me right foot to a laddie, oh, there's whiskey in the jar. Hey, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger, decenter, you're spunkier, naughty. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. The French are fighting loudly, men are dying hot and cowardly. Give every man his flask of power, his firelock on his shoulder. Love, fare thee well. Me to the Adaloo-Lamada, me to the Adaloo-Lamada. Me right foot to the laddie, oh, there's whiskey in the jar. Hey, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweet, strong, and taster, you're spunkier and nutty. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Let the mother do not wrong me, nor take me daughter from me. For if you do, I will torment you, and after death me ghost will haunt your love. Fare thee well, Lamada, me to the Lamada, me right foot to the laddie, oh, there's whiskey in the jar. Hey, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger, taster, you're spunkier and nutty. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Say, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger, taster, you're spunkier and nutty. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Thank you.
How can you drink that?
I mean, it's water, whatever. It's fizzy water with a
I'll be
little bit of
back in a
flavor to it.
moment.
Okay. Here's another song that has lots of lyrics that I have never quite memorized. We're gonna do our best anyway. Oh boy. Where was I? Right here, maybe? Let's see. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay. Song's called Finnegan's Wake. Tim Finnegan lived in Walking Street, a gentleman Irish mighty odd. He had a brogue, rich and sweet, and a rise in the world he carried a hod. Well, Tim in a bit of the tippling way, for the love of liquor he was born. And helping on his way to the top of the crater every morning said, whack for the dog, will you dance with your partner out the flow, your trouble shake. Isn't it the truth? I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. One morning Tim was rather full. His head felt heavy, which made him shake. He fell from the ladder and he broke his skull, and they carried his home, his corpse to wake. They rolled him up in a nice clean sheet, and they laid him out upon the bed, with a gallon of whiskey at his feet and a bottle of porter at his head. Oh, whack for the dough, you dance with your partner with the fool, your trouble shake. Isn't it the truth? I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. His friends assembled at the wake. Miss Finnegan then she called for lunch. First they brought in tea and cake, then pipes, tobacco, and brandy punch. Oh, Biddy O'Brien began to cry. Such a lovely corpse did you ever see? Oh, dear Timothy, why'd you die? Would you hold your gob, said Paddy McGee, then whack on it on, will you dance with your partner at the bow, your trouble shake. Isn't it the truth? I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Then Maggie McConnell took up the job. Oh, Biddy, says she, you're wrong, I'm sure. Then Biddy Gelter gave her Biddy gave her a belt in the gob and left her sprawling on the floor. Then the ward is soon engaged. 'Twas woman and woman and man to man. Shillelagh law was all the rage, and a row and the ruction soon began. No, whack for it, how will you dance with your punter when the floor, your trouble shake. Isn't it the truth? I filled you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Then Mickey Maloney raised his head when a bottle of whiskey flew at him. It missed and landing on the bed, the liquor scattered over Tim. Tim revives, see how he rises. Tim Finnegan rising from the bed. Said, well, you're risky round like blazes, Dublin and Jays, you think I was dead? Whack for the ball, yeah, that's for your partner with the flow, your trouble shake. Isn't it the truth? I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Said, whack for the ball, yeah, that's for your partner with the flow, your trouble shake. Isn't it the truth? I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. The end. It's a lot shorter than the book of the same name. Okay. Yeah. This is a song about friends. We're at 2:46 so far. Hey, it's not too bad time. That's decent time. I think I'm going a lot faster than last year, mostly because this freaking guitar mostly stays in tune, unlike the acoustic. I feel like I spent half last year tuning. This one's been pretty well behaved though. There are sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20, men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. But give me a rambling rover from Orkney down to Dover. We'll roam the country over and together we'll face the world. I've roamed through all the nation, took delight in all creation, enjoyed a wee sensation when my company was inclined. And when I won for pleasure, I drank another measure to the good friends that I treasure, for they always are on my mind. There are sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20, men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. But give me a rambling rover from Orkney down to Dover. We'll roam the country over and together we'll face the world. There's many that feign enjoyment from merciless employment. Their ambition was this deployment from the minute they left the school. And they scrape and save and ponder, while the rest go out and squander, see the world and roam and wonder, and they're happier as a rule. There are sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20, men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. But give me a rambling rover from Orkney down to Dover. We'll roam the country over and together we'll face the world. and I'm bent with arthritis. Me bowels have got colitis. I've galloping bronchitis, and I'm thinking it's time I died. I'll have been a man of action while I'm lying there in traction, and I'll gain some satisfaction thinking, Jesus, at least I tried. There are sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20, men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. But give me a rambling rover from Orkney down to Dover. We'll roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. There are sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20, men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. But give me a rambling rover from Orkney down to Dover. We'll roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. Mm-hmm. Sorry if I just banged the mic right there. Alrighty. Let's see if I can remember this one without looking at the lyrics. You'll excuse me, though, if I don't quite make it all the way through. Let's find a better key. There was Johnny McEldew and McGee and me and a couple of 2 or 3 went on a spree one day. We had a bob or 2 which we knew how to blew, and the beer and whiskey flew, and we all felt gay. We visited McCann's, McLemans, Humpty Dunn's, and then in Winter Swans our stomachs fought to pack. We ordered out to feed, which indeed we did need, and we finished it with speed, but we still felt slack. Johnny McEldew turned red, white, and blue, and a plate of Irish stew he soon put out of sight. He shouted out encore with a roar for some more that he never felt before, such a keen appetite. He saw a tripping lard by the yard, we got scared. We thought it would go hard when the waiter brought the bill. We told him to move over, but he swore he could lower twice as much again and more before he had his fill. He nearly sucked a trough full of broth and McGrath and devour the tablecloth if you don't hold him in. When the waiter brought the charge, McAdoo felt so large, began to scold and barge, and his blood went to fire. He began to cuss and swear and to tear in despair. To finish the affair, called the shopman a liar. The shopman he drew out, and no doubt he kicked out McAdoo. He kicked about like an old football, tattered all his clothes, broke his nose, I suppose. If I kid him in a few blows in no time at all, McAdoo began to howl and to growl by me soul. Threw an empty bowl at the shopkeeper's head. It struck me Ricky Finn, peeled the skin off his chin, and the ruction did begin, and we all fought and bled. Appeared that alive and alive for a 5, and thus they made it dry for us not to much away. We paid for all the meat, we did 8 to the treat, and went home to ruminate on the spree that day. Kind of made through it. Almost, yeah.
God damn.
That was a rough one. I've definitely done that one better. Okay, this is another mouthful in a different way. It's not super complicated, but just has lots of sections. Let me find a good key. It was far across the sea. When the devil got a hold of me, he wouldn't let me free. So he kept me so for ransom. Na 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 na. I'm a sailor man from Glasgow town. I've roamed this world around and round. He's the meanest thing that I have found in all my days of wandering. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. And I could see his evil eyes when he took me by surprise. Take me to your paradise. I want to see the jungle. Na 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 na. Here we go again. We're on the road again. We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle deep. That's where the lion sleeps. For then those evil eyes, they have no place in paradise. Graffiti on the wall just as the sun was going down. We saw graffiti on the wall of the cells. Graffiti on the wall, it says we're magic. Graffiti on the wall. Graffiti on the wall. It said ooh ah opera, said ooh ah opera. 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 Each jungle deep for the paradise that we did seek. 'Twas no trip for the weak. We were waltzing with the natives, saying na 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 na. From the Amazon to Borneo and Africa to Tokyo, to the darkest jungles of the world, but nowhere could I lose them. Na 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 na. Around in circles every way, he turned to me and he did say, I think you're leading me astray. I want your soul be boiled. Na 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 na. Here we go again. We're on the road again. We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle deep. That's where the lion sleeps. For them, those evil eyes, they have no place in paradise. Graffiti on the wall, just as the sun was going down. We saw graffiti on the wall of the cells. Graffiti on the wall, it says we're magic. Graffiti on the wall. Graffiti on the wall. It said, ooh, ah, opera, said, ooh, ah, opera. 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 Okay. As I was sitting by the fire eating spuds and a drinking porter, suddenly thought came into me head I'd like to marry old Riley's daughter. Giddy-yay, 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 follow one-eyed Riley, giddy-yay. Play your old big drum. Riley played on a big bass drum, Riley an eye for a motor and slaughter, Riley a key to the distant nine, he kept that eye and his lovely daughter. Giddy-yay, 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 follow one-eyed Riley, giddy-yay. Play on your old big drum. Her hair was black and her eyes were blue. The colonel, the major, and the captain saw her. The sergeant, the private, and the drum boy too. But they never had a chance with O'Reilly's daughter. Giddy-yay, 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 follow one night, Riley, giddy-yay. Play on your old big drum. I gave a ring and a boss and two, and I got me a stretch in the married quarter. Sent me down to a peaceful life. Happy as the king with O'Reilly's daughter. Giddy-yay, 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 follow one night, Riley, giddy-yay. Play on your old big drum. Suddenly a footstep on the stair. Who should it be but Riley off the slaughter, with a pistol in each hand, looking for the man that admired his daughter. Giddy-yay, 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 follow one night, Riley, giddy-yay. Play on your old big drum. Well, I grabbed O'Reilly by the hair, I rimmed his head in a pail of water. Silas was pushed into the air, and that's like quicker than married his daughter. Giddy-yay, 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 follow one night, Riley, giddy-yay. Play on your old big drum. Hey, giddy-yay, 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 follow one night, Riley, giddy-yay. Play on your old big drum, fried fish. Thank you. All right. Go up one more. Here's my favorite song about censorship. Hang on a sec. Just a touch. Whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. But if you know who should head you, you know what you got. They'll take you off to you know wherever, you know just how long. So for you know who's sake, don't let anyone hear you sing this song. And whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. But if you know who should head you, you know what you got. They'll take you off to you know where, for you know just how long's over. You know whose sake, don't let anyone hear you sing this song. You all know what I'm speaking of when I mention you know what. And I fear it's very dangerous to even mention that, for the other ones are always near, though you may not see. And if anyone asks who told you that, please don't mention me. And whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear you, you know what you got. They'll take you off to you know where, for you know just how long's over. You know whose sake, don't let anyone hear you sing this song. You all know who I'm speaking of when I mention you know who. And if you know who should hear you, you know what he do. So if you don't see me again, you'll know why I'm away. And if anyone asks you where I've gone, you know just what to say. Hey, whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear you, you know what you got. They'll take you off to you know where, for you know just how long's over. You know who's sake, don't let anyone hear you sing this song. Well, that's enough about so and so, not to mention such and such. I better end my song, I've already said too much. For the other ones are always near, though you may not see. And the less you think and the less you do, the less you'll go astray. Well, whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear you, you know what you got. They'll take you off to you know where, for you know just how long's over. You know whose sake, don't let anyone hear you sing this song. Should hear you, you know what you got. They'll take you off to you know where, for you know just how long's over. You know whose sake, don't let anyone hear you sing this song. And whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. Or if you know who should hear you, you know what you got. They'll take you off, you know where, you know just how long's over. You know who's sake, don't let anyone hear you sing this song. Over, you know who's sake, don't let anyone hear you sing this song. Thank you to the studio audience. Would you like to something or other about AI? No, I would fucking not like to do that. Thank you very much. I'll just X right out of that. Alrighty. We're down in the last quarter or so of the set list here. We'll do another ballad. What do you say? Let's tune up first. In fact, you know what? I've got a whole ass tuner right here. I might as well use it. Thank you for your patience, folks. Here's another Scottish song. Bonnie Charlie is no twoe. Should he nor come back again, and will ye nor come back again? Will ye nor come back again? Better love ye cannot be. Will ye nor come back again? Whenever I hear the blackbirds sing unto the evening sinking down, the thrush that makes the woods to ring, tell me there is no other sound, and will ye nor come back again? Will ye nor come back again? Better lonely cannot be. Will ye nor come back again? Many's the gallant soldier's foes, many's the gallant chief did fall. Death itself was daily bought. Oh, for Scotland's king and lord, and will ye nor come back again? Will ye nor come back again? Will ye nor come back again? Sweet the lavrock's noten long, lilting widely up the glen, and I to me he sings one song. Will ye nor come back again? Will ye nor come back again? Will ye nor come back again? Better love ye cannot be. Will ye nor come back again? Will ye nor come back again? Mm-hmm. Hit that tuner again real quick. Wow, interesting. There was an old woman in Wexford town did dwell. She loved her husband dearly, but another man twice as well. With me rightful Immalalairl in me rightful Ooralee. One day she went to the doctor, some poison for to buy. Said, "Doctor, give me something that will make me husband die. With me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. Oh, feed him eggs and matter bones and make him suck at that. It won't be so very long after he'll be blinder than a bat. With me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. So she fed him eggs and matter bones and made him suck them all. It wasn't so very long after that he couldn't see the wall. With me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. Says he, "I'll go and drown myself, but that might be a sin." Says she, "I'll go to the water's edge and help to push you in." With me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. The old woman, she went back a bit to get to run and go. The old man blindly stumbled aside and she went in below. With me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. How loudly did she roar and how loudly did she bawl? The old man said, "I'd love to help, but I can't see you at all." With me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. She swam and swam and swam and swam till he came to the fore the brim. The old man grabbed a long lash pole and pushed her further in. With me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. Now sucking eggs and matter bones might make your husband blind, but if you wish to kill him, simply stab him from behind. With me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. Yes, me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. I said me right for limalaleralin, me right for lurally. Aye.
I love you, hubby.
Mm-hmm.
I would never poison you.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I mean, you know, for most things.
Uh-huh. All right, only a few songs left here, folks. Let's do another ballad. I think we're going to do pretty much all ballads coming to wrap up here. Actually, yeah, let's do that one first. This is another crowd participation. A little bit higher. No, I'm going to do this a cappella anyway. So you sing the refrain with me, and you'll get the hang of it really fast. When I was a little boy, so my mother told me, "Tommy, we haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. And if I did not kiss the girls, my lips would all grow moldy. Tommy, we haul away, we'll haul away, Joe." King Louis was the king of France before the revolution. We haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. And then he got his head chopped off, it spoilt his constitution. We haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Come way, haul away, we're bound for better weather. Tommy, way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. St. Patrick was a gentleman, he came from decent people. Tommy, way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. He built a church in Dublin town and on it put a steeple. Tommy, way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Once I was in Ireland towns, a digging turf and it is Tommy, way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. But now I live in Yankee Township, hauling on the braces, chubby. Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Come way haul away, we're bound for better weather, chubby. Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Off she flew. Mm-hmm. Okay. Quick little tune up, tune up, tune up, tune up. I'm going to sing Fields of Athenry now. You're invited to sing along, but you're not invited to do the "Hey baby, let your free bird fly" thing on the chorus. I hate that very much. Sometimes when people do this song, the audience goes, "Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly," and then the audience says, "Hey baby, let your free bird fly." I hate it.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that. You're not allowed to do it at home.
That's
You're not allowed to do it in the studio.
I won't do it. I promise.
If you do it, even if you do it at home, I will come and find you. I shouldn't have even told you about it, because now you're going to do it without my knowing. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away. You stole Trevelyan's corn, that the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting on the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams of songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against famine and the crown, I rebelled, they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams of songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbour wall, she watched the lust of falling, as that prison ship sailed out across the sky. She would live and hope and pray for love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams of songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. had dreams, songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. Thank you.
Woo!
A very appreciative studio audience here tonight, which is really nice.
We love you, Dylan Foley.
Thank you for sticking around for so long, folks. We're going at this almost 3.5 hours now. Yeah. In it for the long haul. Okay. Gonna wrap up with a couple of goodbye songs. Farewell to you, my own true love. I'm going far away. I am bound for California. I know that I'll return someday. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. I have shipped on a Yankee sailing ship, and my crewmates know her right well. They say that she's the bane of an Irishman, and they call her a floating hell. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, the sun is on the harbor low, and I wish I could remain, for I know it will be a long, long time before I see you again. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. So fare thee well, my own true love, and when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Okay. Thank you for once again joining me in this yearly tradition that I've got going on here, folks. If you're able to donate, please consider. It's going to a good cause. The last song of the night is the one that I always finish with. Of all the money e'er I had, I've spent it in good company. And all the harms that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done, for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. Come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades ere I had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts ere I had, they'd wished me one more day to stay. But since it fell into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all. If I should stay while you should pass, into the dark I'll softly call, come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all. And I do sincerely mean that. Sláinte wo. Thank you for sticking around, everyone. Take good care of each other, okay? And I'll see you next year.